Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to RPA and Survival. By the way, I'm going to be changing the name to RPA Trucking and Survival since I'm talking a lot about this stuff now. If you haven't liked, comment, and subscribe, you're going to want to do that so you can get notifications for new future videos. It's going to be a fun ride. So if you're brand new to trucking, I want you to comment below. Tell me about your experience in training, your experience on your own on the job. I'm very interested to hear about that and get discussions going. Okay, so first week of training is complete. It's Saturday, chilling here at home with my family and feeling good. That's why I chose Port and Rail Services. I get to be home every weekend. And in addition, I'm only 9 miles away from the terminal, about 12 miles away from the port. So that's cool. Since I'm in training, by the time I time out on my drive time, my trainer's able to drive. So we always make it back to the terminal here in Los Angeles. The run is from LA to Phoenix, Arizona, and then back. And I'm able to come home and be with my family and then take off again when he picks up the load from the port and good to go. I can't go into the ports yet because I don't have a TWIC card, but I got that done on my second day. So that was cool. It's $125 to go through the background check, and Knight reimburses you. They reimburse you fast too, so there's nothing to worry about. I have nothing to complain about when it comes to getting paid and money with Knight Transportation. Nothing to worry about at all. They get everything done just the way they say. So, first day, Monday, I meet with Kirk Kirk Waltermeyer, if you're watching. You're an excellent trainer. Love your style. Learning a lot. Thank you so much, man. So he picks me up. I get to the terminal at 11 a.m. and he picks me up by about 1 p.m. We take off. He lets me take over around the Palm Springs area. I start driving. Stuck in traffic. A big rig had gotten into a pretty bad accident. Nobody was hurt though, so that's good, but the truck did not look good at all. And yeah, at least there weren't any fatalities, right? Or injuries. So everything was good, but we were stuck in traffic for about 5 hours. It took us 5 hours just to travel a distance of like 12 miles. So know that getting into this business, it's gonna happen. That's life. That's just the way it is. So anyway, we got to Phoenix, Arizona, and so I was on the road for maybe about like 8 hours in total. Or no, not 9 hours in total, because we got to Phoenix, Arizona. I backed in. Took me about 8 minutes for my very first docking a trailer, backing it into its spot. So I backed it in. Took me about 8 minutes. I uncoupled, and Kirk just pretty much let me go through it, on my own. Backed it on my own, and then he sort of lent some of his advice about, what to do. You don't have to turn as much because these trailers, when you're running port, are only 40 feet long. I'm used to 53 feet. So, and not even really used to backing a 53 footer into a spot, but I got used to doing my skills that way, offset and parallel. So it reacts a lot differently. It reacts faster with these 40 footers. So you have to correct a lot sooner. So anyway, he said I did really good for my first time backing. He said I did better than most people, so that made me feel really good. So I backed it in, I uncoupled, picked up the next load, which was like down and ahead of us. So we coupled and took off. Right after we passed the Department of Agriculture checkpoint in California, I drove for maybe another hour and a half. And actually, I missed this part. After taking off from Arizona, maybe within like 20 minutes, Kirk looked at me, patted me on the shoulder. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a nap." He's like, "I feel comfortable with your driving, so I'm gonna sleep." Made me feel good. I was like, "All right, cool." So he goes to sleep. I drive maybe another couple few hours, and I'm tired. I drifted once and I said, "Yeah, that's it, dude. Like, I've never been fatigued in a big truck before, and I'm not going to take a chance I yelled back, hey Kirk, I need you to take over, man. I'm tired and I don't want to keep going. He said, yeah, no, that's fine, man. Pull over and I'll take over. How much time you got left? And I said, I got about an hour and 45. He's like, oh, not bad. He's like, all right, go ahead and pull over and I'll take over. Cool. Never take a chance. You're fatigued in these big rigs. In an accident, you'll probably be okay. But whoever it is that you're hitting is definitely not going to be okay. You're going to change their and their family's life forever. So don't take any chances when it comes to being fatigued in these trucks, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You're going to have that on your conscience forever, that you killed somebody and changed them and their family's life forever. I don't want that on my heart. So I pulled over. He took over. And actually on that Monday, this is now Tuesday, but on Monday as I was driving to Phoenix, Arizona, I got the call from my wife that my CDL came in the mail, and it only took 1 week. I went that previous Monday upon finishing CDL school in Arizona, came home. I went on Monday to the CDL DMV in Gardena, and they gave me my CDL. There it is, bam. So I was excited about that. So Kirk told me, all right, cool. So when we head back on Tuesday, he's like, I'll drop you off at the terminal and you go get your TWIC background process started. So that's what I did. We got back to LA at about 10 a.m. We got there late because a tire had blown. The tire blew the passenger outer tandem wheel. The tire blew. So when I had pulled over to let Kirk switch, we discovered that, and he had already logged into the Zonar. So quick tip, guys, check your truck before you log in to make sure that everything's okay and it doesn't eat away at your time for having to wait for the truck service to come and fix whatever it is that they got to fix, because that's going to eat away at your time. So Kirk said, see, man, make sure you check everything when you're switching with somebody before you take off again. That walk around is really important. It's going to eat away at your time, and yeah, you're going to waste a lot of time. So we were back on the road in 3 hours and 35 minutes. Took off back to LA. Kirk dropped me off at the terminal. He went to the port to drop off that container and pick up the next one. Meanwhile, I came home, showered, went to the office in Lakewood, and started my TWIC process. That went well. I had to pay $125, which, like I said, they reimburse you for that. And I was back at the terminal by about 1:30, 1:45. And this is now Tuesday. So I drove all the way this time to Phoenix, Arizona, and we got there about like 12 a.m. or so. Backed it in, did a lot better job on backing. Dropped the landing gear, disconnected the lines, uncoupled, coupled to the next load, and we were off again. This is Wednesday morning. Kirk drives back, drops me off. I come home, say hi to the family. The previous day on Tuesday, my wife was at work and my daughter was with her grandparents, so I didn't get to see them on Tuesday, but I had stuff to get done anyways. So anyway, Wednesday, I'm back home again, waiting for Kirk to go and pick up that load. He gives me a call. We're back on the road by about 3:30. So I drive out from the terminal. He said, hey, I'm in the terminal. I'm all the way in the back. Meet me back here. So I park my car. I go back there. I run through my pre-trip and take off. So on the road by about 3:35 p.m. So I get to drive all the way to Arizona on Wednesday, a full run. Get there and uncouple by Thursday, 1 a.m. We bed down and we go to sleep because the truck is due for service, because it had that pull to the right and there was some other stuff that he had to get done, just regular service. So we sleep in the sleeper in the truck, which is pretty comfortable, by the way. And I didn't have a pillow, so I just rolled up my sweater and used that and got some great sleep. So Thursdays, we wake up about 7:30 a.m. and Kirk turns his truck in to get the service done, and we go in and try to check on a load to see if we can do some local runs. They gave us a loaner truck, so that was cool. But the loaner truck was a piece of crap. It kept like beeping and it was freaking annoying. But we got 2 loads done, 2 local loads. So we took the loaner truck out, and the first load was a hazardous materials load. It was these energy saving batteries, but they were big, dude. They were like 800 pounds. There's 4 on a pallet, and there was like 12 pallets. So Kirk had to drive because I don't have my hazardous materials yet. I'm gonna get that next week. But so he drove to our drop-off point, and we did a live unload, which means you're there while they're unloading. So back it in, they start unloading it, and the very last pallet was broken, and like one of these big ass batteries was hanging off to the side. So we kind of helped them figure out what we were gonna do, and I was like, well, let's just break the pallet around it and then, take the batteries out one by one on the forklift. They're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let me try to see if I could drag it out first. They tried to drag it out. It wasn't working. So we did that instead. So we were there for maybe like 35 minutes. In total, we were there like an hour and a half, because they had to unload the other pallets. The very last pallet was the messed up one, and it took like 30 minutes to figure that out, and get it done. So that was like just a 30-minute process on its own for the last pallet. But we got it done, and since it wasn't hazardous materials anymore, we were taking that empty back to the yard in Phoenix, Arizona. So I got to drive back. We dropped it off, and we bobtailed to the next pickup. So bobtail means you don't have a trailer, it's just your tractor. So I drove the tractor to the next location, and we get to the guard station, and literally, guys, the container is right there. Like, we're looking at it, and the guard says, no, you have to go around to the other side. You can't come in this side. Really, dude? Whatever. So I go in the yard, I turn around, go all the way around to the other side, the correct direction, whatever. We see the guard on our way on the other side, and she looks at us, and I'm like, I told you, man, the load was right here. Anyway, I coupled, raised the landing gear, attached my airlines, got back in, we took off, and then I got a chance to do my, 3rd, 4th, and 5th time of docking or backing the trailer into the container into its spot. Got some backing practice. So every time the first 3-4 times of backing a trailer into its spot, I had maybe about, like 3 feet of clearance on both sides. Then we saw this one spot. It was in between 2 white Maersk trailers or containers. And literally, by the time I backed it in, there was no space on one side between the containers, and on this side there was this much to get through. It was tight. It was freaking tight. But I looked at it and I looked at Kirk, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do this one. He's like, I think you can do it, sure. So I'm gonna post that video up. Maybe not today, but definitely later on I will. And so that's gonna be exciting. It's a pretty cool little video. It took me about 7 minutes and 3 seconds to back the container into that tight ass spot. So I set myself up, backed it up. Kirk filmed me the whole time, didn't tell me nothing. He was just filming. He didn't tell me anything for this tight spot. Now, my passenger rear end of the container very slightly brushed against the left corner of that trailer. Just the corners, just like that. Literally like this. Just a tiny bit, just a little bit. And I knew I was good though, because I was watching my distance from my side, from my driver's side, and I knew I was good. And I was. It just, these are containers. You can always very slightly, that's not going to be, it's not going to be an issue. That's the nice thing about the containers. So anyway, I backed it in 7 minutes and 3 seconds. And, that was that. We were done for the day. So that day, yeah, that last, that very last, I didn't leave it there. I ended up pulling out, and I wanted to do more. So I just did one more and left it in another spot. I should have left it there though, but it's cool. I wanted to just get in some more practice. And by the time I backed it in after that time, right in, dude, look, no issues, no problems. I got it right in there. It took me like a couple minutes. So that was cool. I was really proud of myself. I'm like, all right, I'm comfortable. Like, I got this. And Kirk looked at me and said, dude, you're doing a really good job. He's like, that's, it's impressive. Good job. So cool. We just hung out for the day. We didn't have any more loads to get done. They had nothing else for us to do. So we were just basically hanging out, chilling, having a good time, bullshitting. Like I said, that was Thursday, and they were fixing to get me home for the weekend because I'm promised home time on weekends. So I actually caught a ride back with this guy Sean on Friday. So I woke up Friday about 7:30. I went to see my DDM, and he said, you know what, that guy right there, he's headed back to the port in LA, so go talk to him. I was like, all right, cool. Went over there. Hey, bro, this is what's going on. Hey, what's up, man? Dude, it turned out we had a lot in common. We had a great drive back. Sean, if you're watching this, you're an awesome guy, dude. We were just, talking about meditation, talking about our place in the universe, other people's place in the universe, being happy, some trials and tribulations in our past, and where we're at now, and how everything's going good. So really good energy and vibe going on that way back. And I see a big future both for Sean and I. And we really connected. It was a really nice drive back. So Sean, stay safe, man. See you again soon. And so it was a cool little ride back, and we were back about 5 p.m. He dropped me off at the terminal, and he proceeded to go onto the port and finish his day of work. So that was cool. I came back home. My wife was already off work. She got off work about 2 p.m. She called me, asked me where I was at. I said, shit, I'm already back at the terminal, at about 5 p.m. And I was home by like 5:30. We went to get something to eat, enjoyed the rest of our day, relaxed. That was Friday. Rented some movies, chilled. I have weekends off now, man. It's great. I'm loving this. So this is fantastic. So that's my first week, guys. So if you enjoyed, definitely hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe and hit the bell. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notifications on future videos. I'm going to update you weekly from my training, which I have 3 more weeks left. And I'll keep you guys updated on everything through my process with night transportation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, like, comment, subscribe. All you guys from school, what's up, man? Big shout out to Charlie, Luis, Holly, Roman, all you guys, man. So comment below. Tell me about your guys' experience. I know that a buddy of mine, Charlie, is going to be coming out with a YouTube soon. He's also in his first week of training, running port and rail. And TC, I think TC is driving dry van, if I remember right. Dry or refrigerated, I forget. But what's up, man? What's up, TC? Check out his YouTube, man. TC the Trucker. Check him out. He's awesome. Doing a good job. So anyway, see you guys on the road. Have a good day.